back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app. It's Eagles Sunday, and we're at a three-point stand getting ready for the game. A bad week for the Eagles last week, as we said, Hunter. And as we do each and every Sunday on the Eagles pregame show here on 97.3, we bring in Scott Grayson from Fox 29 News. You can follow him on Twitter at @SGraysonFox29 and watch him on Sports Sunday every Sunday night on Fox. Let's welcome into the locker room. Let's go to Barb's Harley-Davidson Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room Scotty Grayson. What's up, Scott?
Hey, what's up, Billy? How are you today?
All right, Scotty. We a little bit of a disappointment last week.
Yeah, that's an understatement, especially after the way they started. The way that game started, I thought they were going to run the Redskins right. Excuse me, there it is.
There it is. You did it twice now.
Right out of the building. Yeah. So I thought that was all. So here's the question. I heard you and Hunter talking a few minutes ago, and you had your poll question. I think you absolutely have to lay the blame on Doug and Carson together. But I think Doug has really shown that he can, for the most part, come out with a pretty good game plan to start games. And the thing I'm starting to worry about with him is just the lack of adjustments that take place during the game. You may have a great game plan, you can come out, score a couple times, but if you don't adjust to what the other team's going to do, because they're going to adjust to you, then you're eventually going to lose the chess game between coaches. That's what happened last week. Doug got out-coached in the second half, and I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens today. With all that in mind, I do believe that when the Eagles face adversity, they come out and they fight, and I expect to see that today.
We said the exact same thing. I mean, if you look at there's enough blame to go all over the place, but the operative word was who was more to blame. And I agree with you. Doug Peterson obviously had a horrible second half, didn't make any adjustments, and that is a concern. It's really weird how two seasons play out because if you remember, last year the Eagles got off to a 17-point lead, were behind 17 points and came back to win. And this year, of course, the Redskins do the same to us. When you have such a run pass disparity, though, you're asking for trouble. Only 17 runs compared to 42 pass attempts.
Yeah, and the problem with that in my mind was the fact that what was Washington's best strength on their entire team? Their defensive line and their pass rush. And if you do not run the ball at all, you let Chase Young and Ryan Kerrigan pin their ears back and be able to just go as hard as they can off the line of scrimmage every play. And more often than not, the odds are going to tell you that they're going to be right to go after the quarterback. So you just take away any idea of having to force them to pause briefly just to make sure somebody didn't get the ball to run. And I just think he played right into their hands. It was awful. You got to do something. They did try to run some screen passes, and this is where it falls on Carson in my mind, he's got to throw it away, put it in the dirt right by the running back's feet, tight end's feet, whatever kind of screen it was. Don't hold on to it. You got to get rid of the ball. Can't take negative yard losses there. And I think that's the biggest thing they've got to. You have to at least run it. And I think having Miles Sanders back today, Doug trusts him and feels more that he is a better weapon for them than any of the backs he had last week. And, something to keep an eye on. The Eagles are going to try out and give a workout to Devontae Freeman in the next couple days. And we'll see whether or not that leads to anything. But I think right now having Miles Sanders back today, I think Doug will let him have more touches. And you will see him and Boston Scott featured a little more this week.
We're talking with Scott Grayson from Fox 29 News. Of course, you can catch him every Monday with Mike Gill in the Sports Bash for Grayson's Grades. And hey, let's look forward now because they got their work. The Eagles offense has their work cut out for them today, Scott. They're going to see Aaron Donald with they're playing a new defensive scheme. They're playing a 3-4 instead of a 4-3.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see what they do because in the last three games against the Rams, Aaron Donald has no sacks against the Eagles. So they've done things well. Now, I'm guessing Brandon Brooks had a lot to do with that on that line as well. I would think they're going to try to get Aaron Donald matched up with Nate Herbig a lot at right guard. And I think that's obviously the thing you've got to watch. But, again, same thing as what happened last week with Washington. You got to run the ball so that Donald has to try to pay attention to stopping that. If he can just go straight after Carson Wentz every play, that's going to be a problem. So, and the running backs have to be better on their P's and Q's with pass protection as well. That was a failure last week. There were times that the guys should have been picked up on a blitz, and the running backs missed them. It was just a mess. It just looked out of sync, and that's the biggest thing today. This Eagles offense, starting with the offensive line, right back through to Wentz, the quarterback, and the running backs and the receivers, they all have to be in sync. They were early in that game. You saw them move the ball. If they can stay in sync and get there early and stay there, I think this could be a win for the Eagles.
And Scott, they got to improve on first down when they ran the ball. I think they averaged like two yards per carry on first down. Of course, they only ran the ball 3 or 4 times on first down, but they got to do better. They got to do better on first down.
Oh, they absolutely do. I mean, that's every coach will tell you that's what sets the tone for the possession. Your first play after taking over the ball, the goal is to move the chains. Well, to move the chains, once everybody does the math, you got to get 3 to 4 yards on every play in order to move the chains. Well, if you only get 1 or 2 yards, where you go backwards, because that happened too, now you really put yourself in a bind, and you become very predictable to the defense. So, yeah, they've got to have success on first down, and I'm totally fine with short passes. And let's be honest, Zach Ertz has to have his head in the game. He was not focused last week, and everybody can point to his contract deal that he's trying to get as being what may have gotten in his head. Ertz is a team player, and I expect him to have put that behind him and really focused in to do a better job today. Wentz and Ertz usually are on the same page. When they are, that is as good as a running play to me, a little 3, 4, 5-yard pass play to Ertz on first down. I look for more of that today as well.
Scott, we got to watch out for the Rams offensively too. Our defense has to realize that they have big play capability. I mean, Jared Goff completed 3 or 4 passes of plus 30 yards or more. You got to watch out. Not only can they run, they got that deep threat capability. And Sean McVay, he's an innovator.
That's what they say. Here's the key to me, though. Look, the Eagles are going to have their front four fully intact. It looks like Graham and Barnett are going to play. You're also going to have Javon Hargrave playing next to Fletcher Cox. The key here is just to get to Goff. If he doesn't have time to deliver the ball downfield, you got to get him off that spot. Get him out of the pocket. Hit him a few times. You guys talked about that, and you're open as well. No quarterback wants to be hit. Hit Goff a few times. Let him know you're going to be right in his face, and you're going to force a turnover. I think that's the early part of this game is going to be a real huge tone setter. And the Eagles, I think, with that defensive line fully intact, I expect them to get in Goff's face. And that's going to be the key to me. If they do, he doesn't have time to really pick apart the defense down the field. Plus, I think the Eagles are better back there in the secondary with McLeod and Mills at safety and Slay obviously out there on an island. And then you've got Avonte Maddox, who I thought, overall didn't do bad. Look, people want to point the finger at the defense last week. The average starting field position for Washington in the second half was the Eagles' 44-yard line. That's just atrocious.
Scotty, the defense didn't do, like you said, didn't play that poorly. All right, the line has shifted so many times this week. They were opened up as a point favorite, then they were underdogs. Now it's back up to 1.5 points. What are the keys for the game, and give us a prediction?
I think one of the keys is honestly going to be Deshaun Jackson on offense. I think you've got to show that. I want Deshaun Jackson to be – I don't care if he doesn't catch the ball much. Let him be a decoy and take up Jalen Ramsey. If he occupies Jalen Ramsey, that should open up a lot of other guys to be able to make plays. And so I want to see some of that. I got to see the offensive line do some blocking. And like we talked about, the offense has to pay attention to doing some running plays. Give Miles Sanders a chance to do what he does. I think defensively, like I said, they got to get in Goff's face. They got to get after him. The Eagles have beaten Goff twice. Goff has never beaten them. And I think, look, you got a West Coast team coming east to play at 1 o'clock. I think Doug's a better coach than McVay. And I think, again, the Eagles and Doug Peterson do their best when their backs are against the wall. Unfortunately, they keep putting their backs against the wall. And by losing last week, they're kind of in that spot. I think they're going to come out and fight hard today. I don't expect them to blow away the Rams, but I do think the Eagles will win, and I was going to go with a score of 24-20.
All right, 24-20 for Scott Grayson. Last week you picked the Eagles winning, beating the Redskins 21-17. So we'll see how it shakes out.
Why would you bring that up?
Because we have you on the record.
All right, got it. I got you.
All right, Scotty, as always, we really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and let's go Birds.
Yeah, I hear you. Go Birds.
All right, everybody, there's Scotty Grayson. Picks the Eagles to win this game 24-20. Hunter and I will give us our picks later on in the show, but I like his positivity. Let's go Birds. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents and brokers, lenders, home builders, and developers, and attorneys to facilitate real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts to help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, from the shore to center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. For more information, call Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia Star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com. All right, when we return, we'll talk with former Eagles center Dennis Frank.